Hey guys, welcome back to the Chaotic Kitz channel, where I, Michelle, document my life here on YouTube as I try to become a full-time author while also traversing the world's multiple personalities. If that sounds interesting to you, stick around. But today, we're gonna have a chit-chat and possibly also work on some picture books and also Shelly's chapter books. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple day video, but who knows what we're gonna talk about. Let's get into it. Hey guys, today is December 4th. So yesterday I was going to do some extra writing on top of the 82 words that I wrote for my read-through of chapter 14 in my Grace's book. But I decided against that, and instead I did some thinking, which, I know is not a good thing for me, because if I think, then I get stressed. But I didn't last too long on it. Well, I say that, and I'm making this video the next day. So really, did I stress on it? Probably. But so I just wanted to kind of have a discussion on, like, some things that's going in my mind. And this is not, like, an end of the year recap or, proceed, like, my goals for 2026. This is just me thinking. So, so if you guys do not know, I am somebody who has alters. I am a system. I have dissociative identity disorder, or OSDD, which is other specified dissociative disorder. I have never been officially diagnosed with anything, mostly because where I am at, like where I'm located, there is no, there's no place to get diagnosed around here. And the one place that is, would cost over $10,000, I think is what they said. And on top of that, they don't really do, personal, direct evaluations. They do it through the court system, so it's just not something in my playing cards. I would love to eventually get officially diagnosed, but I also know that as time progresses, my system / my mental health will keep evolving almost. And the reason I say that is because, I fully don't know everything that's going on in my system. Speaking as somebody who is a member of the system, but sometimes also it's no, we don't have this, but also, things keep expanding, things keep growing bigger. And, just take it for yesterday. So yesterday, we did some journaling, and we were just, going down this rabbit hole as we were writing this apology letter to this one person. We're not ever sending this apology letter, but we figured it would be a good way for us to get it off our chest. And it ended up coming, we felt as if we were a psychopath? Sociopath? I don't remember what it is, but, I don't remember, it's one of the I don't know exactly. I feel crazy saying this, too. I think it's a sociopath? No. Sociopath. I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know. I think I have something even more complicated, but also at the same point, I'm that could just be because of my dissociative disorder, and it could just be because, I am multiple, and there is no one thing to describe us. Even though, then again, I'm I feel like we're all, I don't know. I feel like we're all in one one mindset, but then again, I'm no, Grace, Shelly, and Maris are individual people, and they all have their own individual wants and needs in life, so it's just there is no one of us, there's multiple. Anyways, that's a whole nother rant that I need to have with my therapist and my med provider, just so I can get them on the same page, because I'm spiraling. Lately, I've been feeling really good, just feeling really good. My sleep has been pretty bad, because I've been sleeping over 12 hours each day, which, is on average, but, I was doing really good only sleeping, 10 hours, maybe only 9 hours, but, it was rough. And last night, my sleep was terrible. I could not sleep to save my life. Everyone was talking. Grace was trying to do plot ideas for the story. Shelly was oh, why do you always get to write? Why can't I do some writing and stuff like that? And I'm like, guys, I'm like, our like nighttime person, she wasn't out. I don't know why she wasn't out for a long time. So we ended up just like being like, okay, screw it. We're going to get up. We're going to listen to some YouTube videos just to drown out the sound of y'all and make us tired, which is not an appropriate way to do it. But it's the way that we know how to do it. So eventually we fell asleep, and then this morning we've done admin work, like re-upload covers for Bugstopia, since we realized there's like some formatting issues on the covers. So that's all super fun, super dandy. I absolutely love it and stuff. Yeah. What was I talking about? So I wanted to have a discussion with you guys about kind of some loose things that I'm thinking about. Kind of more like overall big picture ideas of what the Chaotic Kitz, Shelly pen name, Grace pen name, Mara's pen names kind of all have to do. And I might also do some writing today. I might have this video last from today and tomorrow. I'm not sure. But we're just going to have a little chit chat as I kind of process things. I'll be right back. Be right back. Okay, so real quick, I don't need to be real quick. We already watched a 5-minute clip. But so with some things that I was thinking about yesterday was I was really trying to figure out when will I be able to start querying Grace's books. So I think I have to make it obvious on this channel, but you never know. I am somebody who has 3 different pen names that I'm trying to get off the ground, all because I am somebody who has some sort of dissociative disorder. Either OSDD or DID or something I don't even know about. But so with this, my 3 different pen names that I write under are different authors in my system, because the best way that we've learned to cope over the years is to write. Sometimes we write our feelings, which will eventually make a nonfiction book about our feelings and like how our life has been. Like not necessarily how our life has been, but like how we've kind of overcome, even though we haven't technically overcome, or like sharing our life experiences with others as we progress through our mental health journey, and hopefully eventually helping others that are like us, or like have like to show, I don't know, necessarily like writers or anything like that. I'm not entirely sure what kind of book it's gonna be, but we have that kind of always in the background of our head. But the 3 pen names that we have are Grace, Shelly, and Maris. They each have their own different genre that they write in. And so my sister's always commented and been like, why do you have 3 different pen names? Wouldn't it be just easier to have it all under one? But I'm like, yes, it would be a lot easier to have it all under one. But I'm like, they are different genres, and it would not make sense to have them all be under one genre or like one pen name, because they're different, like they're various different types of books. So Shelly, she writes those books up there. They're the Bugstopia PD series. She's also got plans to write other books in this, like other books, not necessarily in the series, but under her pen name. These books are generally for our nieces and nephews. So we currently have 3 nieces and nephews. Honestly, I don't think we'll have any more than that. If we have kids, we'll have their books be under the Shelly pen name too, but I don't think we'll ever have kids. I really highly doubt we'll have kids. But so the Shelly pen name does that. And ideally what she would like to do is, as we get money for each series, we would then pay our nieces and nephews for the books that got sold almost, after we bring in the income that we need to make sure that we are not going in debt because of these books, you know? But these books are for our nieces and nephews. They come up with the ideas, and I want, like, this is basically my gift to them, my legacy that I'm passing on to them, being like, you can do great things. I want to see you do great things. Follow your dreams, follow your passions, and let it go. And, like, part of me is like, maybe I, have too much faith in my books to be like, oh, they're going to be super successful and help my nieces and nephews pay for their future lives. But I'm also like, I don't want to just hand everything to my nieces and nephew because they need to earn it just like how I'm earning the money here. And, like, they need to work for their situations because I don't want to make them spoiled, even though I think I kind of am. But you never know. Like, I just need to. I'll eventually do more process thinking with that. But, I make it so it's for my nieces and nephews and their future as these books grow. Um, then there's the Grace pen name, which writes Catholic Christian fiction books. And the reason that Grace and Shelly are different is obviously they're different parts of me, but also, like, Shelly wants to do self-publishing and Grace wants to do traditional publishing. I would say Grace is the only one who wants to do traditional publishing. Not really. Shelly would love to get picked up by traditional publishers, but she's not seeking it out. But so with Grace, these are Christian Catholic books. There's young adult books. There's picture books. So a wide range of books, all within the Grace Kitz pen name. And with Grace, her ideal goal in life is pretty much to support the other books in our writing career path, but also, like, she wants to donate a lot of books. Like, we donate a lot of books anyways as a writer. We donate them a lot to schools, so Bugstopias we're trying to donate to lots of different schools around me. And every time we do a school visit, we will donate the first 6 books of the series. If they want more, they have to obviously pay for them, but we've only got 6 books out right now. And then if we did Grace's, obviously the young adults would be more for the 8th graders to, like, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders up to seniors. And then the picture books are more for, like, younger kids, like 4-year-olds and stuff like that. But yeah, so she would love, and, like, what Grace wants to do is be able to donate them also to church picnics, or do, like, kind of like a selling feature with, school, like, church picnics, because they are very much Catholic books. They have Catholic, like, the picture books are literally Catholic saints, like, small little poem-like, structured books for different saints. And, that is how our ideal goal would be for them. And, like, we would like to sell them at church picnics. And obviously, I don't know if we'll be able to sell them because it's kind of iffy because it's the church picnic is to support the archdiocese and stuff. But I'm like, if we were to do, like, split profit almost, I get, say the books cost $10 to make, $10 to print off, and it costs $5 for me to order the copies and get it for myself. I would get $5 just as, like, for me to break even. The church would then get $5 on top of that. Like, the other $5, if that makes sense. Which sounds ridiculous, but, it sounds like a lot, but honestly, like, I haven't, like, growing up, I never really donated to churches, just because, like, it wasn't something that I did, mostly because I'm broke. Like, I'm still broke, so I don't donate to churches, I just go, but, like, this would ideally be, like, okay, I'm helping? Like, I'm supporting you while also supporting myself kind of thing, and, like, getting my name out there, but I would only do this for Grace books. Like, Grace books would be the only books that would get to be at these church picnics. Yeah. And, so Grace wants to do that, and, like I said, she wants to support the other books in my series, like, other books in my pen names, so she would want to work with, like, her advances would then go to Shelly's books, and also Maris's books. Hold on. Okay, so what do I mean by, like, the overall system, like, not system goals, but, like, overall, like, idea for the series, us as a writer. So I think I talked to you guys a little bit about the idea of wanting to do nonfiction work about like us with DID, multiple personality. I say DID. That's just the first word that comes into my mind. I could have OCD. I don't know. The dissociative disorder. What it's like for us to be a multiple while also trying to balance these different pen names and also dealing with other mental health issues. Not issues, but like mental health disorders, inabilities. I don't know. Like these mental health problems and then how it relates to our real life. And then we would also like to obviously have those 3 pen names. And then we would love to start like our own publishing house. Like, yes, we have a publishing house. Like, we want to start a publishing house for us to publish under our pen, like under like a more structured pen, like more structured plot, more structured publishing house. Sorry, I can't think of words right there. But at the same point, like we want to almost do like a real, like, I don't want to say real, but almost do like help. I don't know. We want to help others write and publish their goal, like kind of make an imprint and like publishing house where we like pay, like we actually like in court, like we have contracts where we like give people advances and then do books with them kind of thing, like a traditional publisher, just make it our kind of publishing house. But I'm like, that might be a little too extreme for us, just because that sounds like a lot of work. And we already have enough on our plate. We just want to be a writer. There's no need to get businessy on us. And then there's the idea for doing nonfiction works that we publish for other people around here, like for old people to publish about to publish and give to their like to their cousin, like not to their cousins but to their grandkids, because I believe we showed you the 3 nonfiction works that we did. One for our mom whenever she passed away, which was a recipe book. One for our friend that we did which was a recipe book, and one that we did for our grandma, which is a memory book. And then we've got another idea for one that's for our grandma from from my whole family, like aunts, uncles, and cousins that are related to her. And then that would just be really, like, those are things I would like to do. And now those, obviously, I'd make money from, but I wouldn't charge a whole lot. So I have all these ideas for things. But at the end of the day, like, another thing that we have that we want to do is eventually get to the point where we're making enough money to set up scholarships. We would love to have a scholarship for writers around my community and maybe other communities as time progresses. But it would basically be like maybe a Chaotic Kitz system, Chaotic Kitz Foundation or something like that. But it would be a place for us to help support other indie authors as they start. And they don't necessarily even need to be indie authors. They need to be just writers who want to pursue the traditional publishing route or publishing books kind of thing. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. Just because, like, we kind of, like, high school hit us like a ton of bricks. And, like, we kind of decided from a very young age we wanted to be a writer. Like, kind of because situations kind of ended like that, but also because we didn't realize how much writing and books affected our life kind of thing. Like, we weren't someone who from a very young age knew that we wanted to be a writer because we didn't think that was a path because we were, like, that's not something we were raised on. Like, you got a 9-to-5 job, you worked, you paid your bills, you saved money, that was it. And then I'm over here doing, like, this, where I'm publishing books and stuff. Like, that's not a traditional thing. Because I'm from a small town, and that's just what you're expected of. But yeah, so it's just, we want to help support those who are maybe more neurodivergent and stuff, like, as they write and stuff. So that would just be a really, like, I can't, like, stress this enough, like, all this would be super cool to do. And, like, say with Shelly, once she gives, like, her nieces and nephew, I don't know, like, $100,000. I don't know. That sounds ridiculous to give them. But once, like, they get their life at a certain point, like, they start a family, or, like, I don't know entirely, but, like, once they find the career that they want, help pay for it for a little bit, and then that money that would then go to them would then get shifted into, like, a CD for, like, or, like, a savings account to start scholarships in the future kind of thing. I honestly don't know. Um, like, we have so many big dreams. And, like, it's so funny to say we have all these ideas for all this money that we're going to make, but it's honestly, like, we don't know if we're going to make all that money. And, like, we're also thinking, like, we are literally living off our brother's dime plus disability. And, you know, we're eventually going to have to pay our brother back. If he wants it or not, I don't know. But, like, we have to eventually pay off our brother. We have to pay off our dad. Will that ever happen in the near future? I don't know. It all depends on books. But yeah, so we have all these big ideas for money, and it's just how it is. Like, that's stuff that we've been thinking about, and honestly, things keep evolving. They just keep evolving in what we want. Which I guess is just how we are, is just things keep evolving, and then at the end of the day, we're like, okay, I'm tired, and we need to have, like, a month off and just break. I don't know. But yeah, so that's kind of just a topic that I wanted to talk about. I would talk more, but I feel like this is a long enough video. Yeah, so if you find this interesting with each of my pen names, how we want to break apart, like, our future goals and stuff, that'd be awesome. Like, interesting to hear your guys' feedback and stuff. I know I'm kind of crazy for having 3 different pen names and wanting to start them all relatively soon, but not necessarily relatively. Just because, like, we are only 25. We don't have to rush this, but, like, we're someone who's been fearing death for such a long time that, like, death is always on our on our mind, and so, like, it feels like we have to get all this done before we die, or before we're incapable of doing it. Yeah, so we're just a fun bundle of joy. Yeah, so if you found this video interesting, leave a like, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video, where maybe we're doing some writing, maybe we're not, I don't know. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye! Alright, I had to take a quick break. But, so, Shelly obviously wants to do, Grace wants to do these settling features at church picnics. Shelly wants to do school visits, and then there's Maris. We have not currently written Maris's books, just because we're waiting until we are older. They are high fantasy adventure series. And now you also have to keep in mind all of the series that we work in, like Shelly, Grace, and Maris's books, they're all massive series that span more than just one series. They span multiple different series, they're different genres, different classifications of book, like picture books, children's, like picture books, chapter books, graphic novels, and stuff like that for Shelly. Grace wants to do picture books and novels. Maris wants to do, like, different fantasy genres, like fantasy romance, or just paranormal romance. Not even just all romance, like, some are going to be mystery, some are going to be adventure series. Like, there's going to be a wide range of books in each one. And that's honestly why we are also doing the multiple pen names, because there is so much to this world, and, like, to each world, that it cannot be confined by just one thing, you know? And part of me is always like, well, if that's the case, then shouldn't Shelly be only specifically for Bugstopia? But I'm like, no. I'm not going to give each one of my pen names a specific book series that they're working on, because that would then mean that Grace would be 2 different pen names, you know? But I'm like, no. Shelly just does my nieces and nephews' books. But so with Maris, we don't have Maris's, like, future goals and stuff all set up. But with her, those ones would be more for us, I feel like, for our, like, those are more of a hit close to home kind of books. because those are books ideas that we've had playing in our head since we were like in freshman year. They're just like these adventure stories that we have playing in our head all these times. And you would think after these like 5 or 6 years of like having these like stories playing in our head, okay, it's closer to 10. I don't like admitting that. It sounds long. But so after these like 10 years of having these play out in my head all the time, you would think, oh, why don't you just start writing them? But I'm like, I feel like I need to be more mature almost to be able to write them. And not necessarily more mature, but since like I'm creating my own fantasy world, I almost need more experience writing under my belt. Just because otherwise I feel like, I don't know, like, and I also need just to think and mull over the ideas more, because as I keep thinking about it, the story keeps evolving. So like originally it was going to be like a trilogy. The book series was going to be a trilogy. And then it came to every book, multiple different series, one for each planet of the books. And then that was like, well, we need multiple multiple series for each planet, because there's different creatures living in each planet. And so it was just this massive world. But like, we just need to mull it over and like really think about it, and like also think like, where are we going to start with this book series? And honestly with Maris, we're not even sure for like how we're going to publish it. Maybe by then we'll have a Patreon for this channel, and maybe at that time we'll have like a Maris writing club, or like a Maris, like some kind of like Maris tier. Because like ideally whenever we do it, like if we ever have a Patreon, we would like to do like have a tier for each one of my pen names. But then again, like what would be the difference between them kind of thing? But like I would think that the highest tier would be like a Maris tier. Not because Maris is like the highest power in our system. It's just her work. She would like to write her books, like kind of do what several people are doing, where like they write a chapter of their book, they upload it to Patreon, get feedback on it, kind of like beta readers, like a beta reader some kind of thing, and then as time progresses with it, then do Kickstarters, and eventually traditionally like then publish them kind of thing. I feel like that's kind of what we're leaning towards with Maris's books. But that's going to take so long to do, and we're only one person, and already trying to write multiple books a year is a lot, and especially whenever you're publishing them and writing them all at the same time, it is a lot, because it's just a lot of work that has to go into it, and, it's just going to be a balancing act, because obviously we have so much we have so many books, so many ideas, and our ideas never stop. Anyways, but so that's kind of like how each one of our pen names / alters are just kind of set up. So like, Shelly wants the self-publishing route. Grace wants the traditional publishing route. And then Maris wants like the kind of hybrid publishing, but also more complex. I don't want to say more complex, but more, I don't want to say strategic either. I don't know how to describe it. More like, I don't know how to describe it, but like the more intricate, I don't know. I can't think of the words. But she would want it to be more intricate, and more like a self-publishing still, but like more intricate. And so it's just, we have a wide range of stuff that we want to do. And all things that still revolve around writing. Hold on, we are going to take another little break. And then we are going to talk about kind of like the goal for everyone in the system. Because yes, we have individual goals for each pen name, but we also have an idea for the overall, like, us as a writer kind of thing. So I'll be right back.